Good morning, everybody. What's up? It's your man, it's Ken Jackson. It's the Ken Jackson Experience. Morning coffee talk. It's 2026. Got a question for you. Do you feel any different? Is today any different than yesterday? Probably not. Well, it's a little windy out here and it's chilly. Yes, it is. Florida chilly. I'm not going to say it's cold because I know a lot of you up north are really, really freezing right now. But needless to say, it's a chilly day. I hope you can hear me with this wind blowing. I apologize. But it's nice out today. I'm going to flip this around so you all can see what I see. A beautiful, beautiful day. First day 2026. And I feel exactly the same as I did yesterday. It's a little colder yesterday, though. It was down in the 30s yesterday, actually. But needless to say, we're in a new year. And hopefully it's going to be a better year than last year. That's what we always hope for, right? So we'll see what happens. We got 364 and a half days to go, right? And the hope is that we all make it to the next year without too many issues, no problems with our health, our mental stability, and all that intact. That's the plan. So I'm going to enjoy this day because I was blessed to wake up this morning. And I'm not going to let anything steal my joy today. Plain and simple. I'm just going to live life, man. That's all I can do. That's all I can do. I got big plans, though, for the year. As far as the channel's concerned, I appreciate everybody that's been following along with my bullshit, because that's what it is, a bunch of bullshit. And I don't want y'all to take none of this shit too seriously. It's all fun. It's all fun. And so, let's just continue to enjoy life. I'm going to get my ass back in this car, though, because this wind, as you all know, the wind cuts like a knife when it's cold. Oh, man, there we go. But, again, thank everybody, that has followed me in my boring exploits, my rants, my rages, and, all the bull crap that I've put out in the past year. As I said, though, I got big plans for the channel for this year. We got some events coming up that we want to be at, and we just want to be a little bit more productive this year. I really, really want to produce some good content. Now that I got everything together, I'm somewhat healthy again, able to get out and do more. And, we're just ready. We're just ready. That's all we can do, though, is always, strive, to do better. And, oh, man, my scalp is itching today. It's so dry out. And then the sand fleas are incredibly active in Florida. For some reason, it's some days they're not as bad, but today they're really bad. But in any case, 2026, I'm hoping will be a very productive year for Crazy Baby TV World and the Ken Jackson Experience. I'm going to strive to, do a better show. No more procrastinating, no more sitting on my lazy ass. Of course, I do fully enjoy being retired, but I want to do something now. So hopefully, for those of you that do follow my channel, that follow my bullshit, will continue to follow, and hopefully more will join in and help me to develop this into something that will be better than it was and continue to grow. And maybe I can leave it to one of my grandkids to carry on the legacy, so to speak. Because, that's important, I guess, to a lot of people to leave a legacy behind, I guess. I never really thought about it personally. I just like to live, I like to live life, while I have it. And I like for everybody else to live life and enjoy their lives while they have it. And just focus on being well, being prosperous, in whatever it is that they choose to do. We all have issues to deal with. We all deal with, I don't want to say problems. I'd like to say that we all deal with challenges. And the challenge to overcome those is, in my opinion, what makes life worth living. I invite challenges. I like it for some reason when it's more challenging to achieve something, because it motivates me to push through and grow beyond that. And all the challenges that we face, aren't necessarily bad. There's a lot of good challenges that we face. But regardless of whether it's good, bad, or otherwise, we should face them wholeheartedly, with all of our effort and all of our ability, and just push through it and overcome it. If any of that makes sense. I know that was a bunch of psychobabble, I guess, but the bottom line is, we're gonna live life. Things are gonna happen. Everything that happens isn't gonna be welcome. You know what I mean? But being the people that we are, being the person that I am, I'm not gonna let anything stop me from moving forward and growing. I've been very fortunate in life. I've been able to do a lot of things. I've achieved a lot of things. I failed at a lot of things. So it's all a part of life. It's all a part of life that we just go through this experience. Each and every experience is our own unique experience. I can't tell you how to do something, or why something works, for me, that may not work for you. All I can do is share my experience, and it's up to you to take from it, what's useful for you and discard what's useless. And I do that with everybody I come in contact with. There are a lot of people, that I have come in contact with in the past, and I'm sure there's going to be more in the future, that are some are going to rub me the wrong way, but I think most are going to rub me the right way. You know what I mean? So I'm ready to face that no matter what, you know. Especially now, and I'm a for real senior citizen now, and I feel very fortunate to be able to say that. Especially when I look back through my life and I realize how many people from my generation didn't make it here, that aren't here with us anymore. And their memories, will live on, hopefully. I know they'll definitely live on in my mind. I'll always remember the people that I've come in contact with, people that have affected my life in one way or another. But the way that I think the way that we can truly honor them is to keep moving forward and be a blessing to someone else, and to hopefully leave a good impression on the people that I come in contact with. So I don't know. I'm going to keep it simple. I don't really have any complicated or really, in-depth things that I want to accomplish. I just want to continue to live life. I don't really care if people like me or not. I'm not in this world to impress anybody. I'm just going to spread joy and happiness and love, and for those of you that want to accept it, please do. And if you don't like what I'm spreading, don't accept it. Plain and simple. Let's just keep life uncomplicated in this new year. We can really, make our lives better by simply uncomplicating it. Simply by letting go of all the emotional bullshit that we carried all year previously and just let it go. And we should do that every day, because every day we wake up, it's a new day. It's a new opportunity to improve. It's a new opportunity to overcome whatever it is challenging us or holding us down or holding us back or whatever, however you want to say it. But we all woke up this morning, most of us, I hope. And we woke up today, having the same exact things affecting us today that were affecting us yesterday in 2025. You know what I mean? Still got those same bills to pay. We still got those same responsibilities of taking care of our families and loved ones and being there for those that care about us. And, nothing's really changed except the day. You know what I mean? So if you want things to change in your life, though, you have to start that today. Plain and simple. Do the things today that you want to change for tomorrow. If you wanted today to be any different, you should have made those changes yesterday. It's really, really that simple. So, like I said, let go of all the emotional baggage and all of the bull crap that was stressing you out, in the previous year. Let that shit go. Guess what? We still have to deal with it. We still have to move past those things. They didn't just magically disappear overnight because the calendar, clicked over into a new measurement in time for us, because time is still the same. Time is linear. It keeps moving. Really, the only thing that changes again is nothing. And nothing changes. It's just another day, another day, another opportunity for us to overcome the challenges. I said all that just to say that. I know it's crazy. I'm crazy. But I'm happy, I've learned to be happy no matter what is going on in my life. I spent the last 3 years going through a lot of medical issues and reorganizing my finances so that I can live a different way. I realized that I don't really need as much as I thought I needed. And that's not to say that what I do will work for you, but I've simplified my life so much that if all I had was just my car, I'd be totally content. I can crawl in the back, go to sleep when I need to go to sleep. You know what I mean? I can eat every day. I really don't need that much. I don't need near as much as I thought I needed. And it was different, when I was, raising kids. Of course, I needed to provide the home for my kids, so that, they would be safe from the elements, and have a productive environment in which to grow in. But now all my kids are grown. I don't need any of that stuff. I don't need a big house. I don't need a luxury car. I'm very happy with my budget-friendly Kia Sorento that I drive around. I keep my car in excellent shape because I maintain it, But, when I was living that other life and I was, spending money on shit that now I look back and I'm like, man, I wish I hadn't spent that on that bullshit. You know what I mean? But I don't regret it. See, that's another thing. I don't live with regrets. I live with lessons learned, so and all of the lessons that I've learned over the years have got me to this point to where, hey, you know what? Life is easy now. It's easy. It's simple, I wake up, I get my morning coffee, I come down here by the water, and I enjoy the first couple of hours of my day just chilling out and reflecting, on all the good things in life. I reflect on some of the bad things in life. You can't just forget about them, But again, I use, I look at them as lessons learned, and I reflect on all of those lessons that I've learned over the years, and I apply that to my life moving forward. So as I said before, I don't need a lot now. I don't need much of anything now. Hell, if all I had was a fucking tent, I would be happy. I really would, because I realize that, all of the material things that we have now, is just creature comforts. I think about, what life must have been for people 100 and, well, go back a little further, maybe 200 years ago, when people were still literally living on the prairie, riding horses and we didn't have Rolls Royces and Mercedes Benzes or Kia Sorentos. We had horses and wagons, and a roll-out blanket and maybe a frying pan and a coffee pot that they carried with them, And these people set out across the country, in all types of weather, and guess what? They lived, they survived, and a lot of them grew into whatever they grew into. You know what I mean? The bottom line is, you know, that the things that you think you need, you don't really need. We have a lot of things that we want. But what you actually need to live and survive, you already have it. Right here, in the palm of your hand and in your head, you know. You know, like I said, for me, I don't need all the shit, you know, that I used to have. You know, I've downsized so much, and I am so happy I don't have all that shit to lug around anymore. If I decided to pack up and move everything that I need to live, I can throw in the back of my car and I can drive to wherever I want to drive to, and I can set up wherever I go to and continue to live on just fine. It's really that simple. So I'm not saying give up all your worldly belongings and all your creature comforts, because hey, you know, you feel like, you know, that's what makes your life abundant. You know, if that's what makes your life important, then hey, hold on to it. Just for me, I don't need any of that shit. You know, I never did need it before. I thought I did, but now I realize it. Just, you know, for me, it made life super complicated. It takes too much effort too to maintain all that shit. And you know, I got friends that are still in the entertainment business that are doing very well. You know, but when I talk to them, you know, only thing they like to talk about is the problems they're having. I'm like, come on, man, you're a multi-millionaire. What kind of problems you got? You know, you don't have to worry about if you're gonna eat tonight or if you're gonna have a roof over your head or whatever the fuck. You don't have to worry about. And they're like, man, Ken, I worry about that shit every day because I gotta maintain this shit. You know, and it's true. They gotta maintain a certain level of status, you know, in order for them to be able to hold on to that lifestyle that they're living. I don't have that problem anymore. I don't. And I am good. I wake up stress-free every freaking day now. And it feels so good to be able to get up in the morning and say, I wonder what I'm going to do today. I might not do anything, you know, or I might decide to hit the highway and travel somewhere, you know. I just don't, you know, focus on trying to maintain that American image of, you know, that nuclear lifestyle that, you know, I gotta have, you know, all these things to try to impress those around me, you know. You know, I got some friends, man, and I watch them online, and yo, I got the new bands, you know, we got this and got that, and now, okay, now you got to maintain all that shit. You know, is your level of financial wherewithal going to continue in a way that allows you to do that? You know, how hard do you have to work every day just to maintain that shit? Think about it. I got friends, you know, that are in business. You know, most of my friends are in business for themselves. And for those of you that have never run a business, you don't know how hard that shit is. I remember, you know, not so many years ago when I had my studios, you know, and people would think, oh man, you got the life, Ken, this, that, or the other, and da, da, da. Man, that shit was hard, man. It was hard maintaining that business. I had to make sure my people got paid every week. You know, I had to make sure we could cover the rent on the property, because we didn't own the building. I wish I would have bought the buildings, but we didn't, and again, I don't regret not, it's just, we didn't do that, but there was a lot, as a business owner that I had to worry about and be responsible for. And, I would have to pay my people whether I could pay myself, And a lot of them didn't even understand that. They thought, yeah, Ken got, Ken, you good. Yeah, no, I'm not always good. I wasn't always good. But I made sure that they were always good every week when it was time to cut those paychecks. I made sure that the lights stayed on so that we could come in and work every day. I had to get out there and hustle and make those deals, to keep new business coming in, And then I worked so hard and so many hours that I had a stroke. And in an instant, it was all over with. It was all over with. Almost 30 years of work, hard work, and effort, and persistence, and believing in myself when other people didn't believe in me. It was all gone, just like that. And a lot of you people don't know. A lot of you don't have no idea of the shit that I went through. I spent 10 months trying to learn how to walk and talk properly again. And I still have trouble sometimes, with my speech. I have a hard time remembering shit sometimes. I find myself repeating things over and over again sometimes. And that's all from, and since then I've had another stroke, and I also had a heart attack. I had a very mild heart attack last year. But guess what? Most of you never knew that. Most of you never knew what I was dealing with. Because I kept moving. I kept focusing on what was ahead. I didn't have the time to focus on what happened. I had to focus on what was next, what I needed to do to get to the next level, to get to the next phase in my life. I was actually homeless for a little while. I bet many of you never knew that. Probably none of you ever knew that. But I didn't let that stop me from rebuilding my life and getting things back in order so that I can get back up on my own 2 feet, and sustain myself and regrow a new tree, basically. You know what I mean? And I say all that to say this. Again, no matter what challenges that you're facing in life, you can overcome them if you want to. But it takes work, it takes persistence, and it takes a strong belief in yourself. Even when nobody else believes in you, when nobody else sees your vision, when nobody else can understand why it is you do what you do, you can overcome the obstacles and the challenges that face you. Don't let your emotions take control. Don't let your situation define you. You can overcome anything that you set your mind to. And this is why I'm at a point in my life now, because I truly understand that, life doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be filled with drama and pain and, and all the other confusion that goes along with, existing in this crazy world around us. My world is peaceful, stress-free. You know what I'm saying? And I like it like that. And it's going to stay that way because now I know how to do it. Stick with me through 2026. Like I said, Crazy Baby TV World, we're going to be doing a lot more. The Ken Jackson experience is going to get a lot better, and it's going to be something that can definitely help you in your journey. Because I feel like other people's experiences are definitely lessons that you can use to help you in your journey through life. So keep watching, y'all. I don't have shit to sell, y'all. I don't sell merchandise. I don't sell shit. I just talk shit. I'm your man's Ken Jackson. This has been Ken Jackson's Morning Coffee. I will see y'all Sunday night, 9 p.m. Crazy Baby TV World on YouTube. Please visit the website, www.crazybabytvworld.com. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Help me out with the algorithm. Follow me on TikTok, Crazy Baby TV World. Trying to reach 1,000 followers so that obviously I want to monetize the channel. I want to do some more things, and help to just maintain a stress-free life and maybe share a little bit of my experiences with y'all. Some of it might be funny, some of it might be bullshit, some of it might be life-saving and life-changing. You never know. If you don't log on and if you don't tune in, you might miss out on something that could help you. All right, so I'll see y'all later on. I'm sure I'll be back sometime today with some more of my bullshit. So thank y'all for following. I'm your man's Ken Jackson. I'm out. Peace.